Got a question. Ever felt like your thoughts get tangled up? Like they make sense in your head but not out loud? Welcome to Leave It to Larremore, the space where we slow down, speak up, and sort it all out. No experts, no script, just real talk, real people, and a real understanding. I'm your host, Bryant Larremore, and together, we're untangling life, one conversation at a time. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so this conversation started in the barber shop. Now we're gonna take a pit stop and leave it to Larremore, and then we might pick it up in the backyard. But the question is, what do you do when you outgrow your environment? Where does your loyalty lie? Are you loyal to a person who has helped cultivate you into being in the position to where you even have a choice to make concerning the environment that you are now able to possibly grow away from? Or is your loyalty to the environment that shaped the individual that had a desire for more than what was readily available? And the question is, for some, do I stay or do I go? And I believe that there is a sense of evolvement that takes place. And just in my personal, non-professional opinion, I believe that you would somewhat look out of place 15 years old sitting in a kindergarten classroom. And I say that to say that there are some environments that we have outgrown and we don't look the same staying in a place that we've actually outgrown. It is not typical for a 25-year-old to shop in Baby Gap or the toddler section, unless you're somebody like Kurt Franklin that they've made mention of. But other than that, that's not a typical thing. So if you were to see an adult shopping in the Baby Gap section of the store for themselves, that would come off as probably a little different. So often we have evolved out of situations and out of environments, out of communities, and we feel this sense of loyalty that doesn't allow us to feel comfortable going to the next level in life because of who we have to leave behind. And as an example of what you were able to do that allowed you or afforded you the opportunity to have an option to leave, an option to move on, if the people that were surrounding you did not take that as an opportunity to heed the advice or to watch what was going on around them as an example to what they should be doing to leave, then I don't think it's fair for you to set yourself aside for them. And I think that coming out of that environment is the best example of how to show someone else to do it. That is not to say that investing in that community is not healthy. But in order for you to establish a new normal, it may be necessary to come out of that environment and that community. If your mental mind is telling you as a man that you are ready to settle down and you are ready to establish yourself as a husband and as a father and as a parent and as an example, then you have to be willing to cut ties with the boys. You got to be willing to say that, nah, I'm not hanging out. Like, my family is priority. And I'm not going to be able to just spend time with the fellas as if I don't have a separate goal in mind. If your goal is to really be asked to be a wife and to look forward to the interest in being a wife and creating that homely environment, I speak for a lot of men, not all men, just a lot. That is not the individual that most men are looking to marry or looking for the example to marry if you still want to go out, be in the streets, hang out, kick it, and turn up. Those are not the key essential qualities that most men are looking for to decide if they are going to wife this young lady. Because what that really shows is primarily she has not outgrown the environment in which she's in. And she's more connected to the environment than she is the growth. There's nothing wrong with the turn up. Everybody's good with the turn up. But when that becomes priority, that really shows where you are as it relates to being ready to get out of the environment. Your loyalty is to your future and to your destiny. You cannot be so committed to the environment in which you came that you forget that it may not look anything like the destiny that is before you. And that is the reason why you cannot really dictate the end of the story by the beginning of the story. Because you may come in needing to borrow a manger, but you may ascend to sit next to a throne. There is a place that doesn't look like where I started. I am an individual who don't look like what I was born looking like. There's growth, there's maturity that has taken place. I did not have a full beard at 6 months. But as time has matriculated, things have started to develop and change. We've grown. We have entered another level of access in life. And our commitment has to be to our destiny. Our commitment has to be to the place that we are aiming to get to. We have to be committed to arriving. We have to be committed to getting to the end result. It is good to be appreciative for the place in which we began. And that's why we do not despise the days of small beginnings. We don't look back on where we started from in anything to be ashamed of. But we look at it as that is the place where I started. That was my catapulting position. And since then, I have become so much more. And our drive and our ambition is to create an environment that our legacy lives by trying to strive to get out of the community, to try to do better, to aim higher than the generation previous. Allow your commitment and your loyalty to be to your destiny, not necessarily your community, not necessarily your environment. Know when it's time to come out of the environment. Know when you've outgrown the environment. some of us are way, way, way too old to have on skinny jeans at the club. Like, some of us are way, way, way too old for the Daisy Dukes and the dropping it like it's hot, because at this point it really is. It's hot and old. So we don't want to forget where all of that become. We don't want you to forget that growth is good. So never forget that growth is amazing, and coming out of the environment in which you started from is not a bad thing. And if you feel otherwise, then you know I'm always here so we can talk about it.
Hey, appreciate you for tapping in with Leave It to Larremore. This is where thoughts get untangled and understanding gets built. Remember, you don't need a title to have a voice, and you don't need all the answers to start the conversation. If something from today's episode made you think, hit that follow button, share with somebody, and keep the convo going. I'm Bryant Larremore, and until next time, keep thinking and keep talking and keep growing. This is Leave It to Larremore.